Have you ever stood by the window in the early morning, coffee in hand, watching the world slowly wake up and wondered, where did all that energy go? Maybe your knees creak a little more than they used to. Maybe a short walk to the mailbox feels longer than it once did. You're not alone in feeling that way. Aging brings changes, sure, but it also brings wisdom, and one of the wisest things we can do for our bodies is to keep them gently moving. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Exercise? At my age? But hear me out, I'm not talking about pushing yourself at the gym or running marathons. I'm talking about two of the most natural, low-impact, and healing movements we can embrace after 60, walking and swimming. They might seem simple, but these two gentle giants can work wonders on your body, your mind, and even your spirit. In today's video, we're going to explore exactly how walking and swimming can help you feel younger, stronger, and more vibrant, no matter your age. And I promise, everything I'm about to share is not only practical, but also something you can begin as early as tomorrow morning. Let's start by talking about walking, something so many of us take for granted, yet it holds incredible power. Do you remember the last time you took a walk just for the joy of it? Not to get somewhere, not because you had to, but simply to enjoy the world around you? Maybe you saw the leaves changing color in the fall, or felt the breeze gently touch your face. Walking isn't just physical movement, it's a way to reconnect with life. From a health perspective, walking is a treasure. It helps keep your heart healthy by gently increasing circulation. It strengthens your legs, hips, and even your core, all while reducing the risk of falls, a real concern for many as we age. But what's even more powerful is what it does for your mood. A brisk walk in the morning light can lift your spirits like few other things can. It's like nature's antidepressant. No prescription needed. And don't worry if you can't walk fast or far. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day around the block, through the garden, or up and down the hallway can bring noticeable changes. Some people like to keep a little journal to track how far they go each day. Others prefer walking with a neighbor or a pet. There's no one-size-fits-all here. What matters most is that you're moving at a pace that feels good for you. One woman I spoke to, named Linda, told me she started walking again after turning 68. She was hesitant at first, afraid her arthritis might flare up, but she began with just 5 minutes each morning. Gradually, her strength improved, and so did her confidence. Now she walks almost every day, and her knees? They're doing better than ever. Sometimes all it takes is a single step in the right direction. Now, if you find walking on hard pavement uncomfortable, or you're worried about balance, there's something else, something even gentler that can bring you all the benefits of walking and more. And that's swimming. There's something magical about water. It's soft yet supportive. It holds your weight, yet gives you resistance. Swimming, or even just moving your body in water, is like giving your joints a vacation while still getting all the benefits of exercise. And for those of us with joint pain, stiffness, or arthritis, that's a big deal. Water has this calming effect on the nervous system too. It soothes the mind while activating the muscles. Whether you're swimming laps, doing simple water aerobics, or just walking back and forth in the shallow end, you're strengthening your heart, improving circulation, and building endurance, all without the harsh impact of land-based exercise. Some people think swimming is just for athletes or young folks in perfect shape. But let me tell you, I've seen 80-year-olds gliding through water with grace and strength that would inspire anyone. There's no competition, no race, just a gentle rhythm that connects your breath with your movement. What makes swimming truly special for seniors is that it works your whole body. Your arms, your legs, your back, and even your lungs. All at once. It helps improve flexibility, balance, and coordination, all of which can help prevent those scary falls we all want to avoid. And even if you don't know how to swim, just being in the water moving gently, stretching, or joining a water fitness class can bring profound benefits. I remember a gentleman named Richard who hadn't been active in years due to chronic back pain. A local therapist recommended water therapy. He started slow, just walking in waist-deep water. Over time, not only did his back improve, but so did his mood, his sleep, and even his appetite. It was like the water gave him back a part of himself he thought was lost. When walking and swimming become part of your regular life, something else begins to shift. You start to feel stronger, not just in your body, but in your mind. You begin to carry yourself differently, sleep more soundly, and wake up with a bit more clarity. It's like your body starts whispering, "Thank you." Even better, both walking and swimming are gentle enough that you can tailor them to your exact needs. Some days you may feel full of energy, ready for a long stroll or a few extra laps. Other days, you might just want to move for 5 minutes, and that's okay too. What matters is that you're staying in motion, staying connected to your body, and giving yourself the gift of movement. You see, movement doesn't have to be intense or complicated to be meaningful. The simple act of putting one foot in front of the other, or gliding through water with a quiet mind, that's where healing begins. That's where vitality starts to return. And the beautiful thing is, it's never too late. Whether you're 60 or 90, whether you've been active your whole life, or are just now getting started, your body will always respond to kindness, consistency, and care. Now, while we've touched on how walking and swimming can improve strength, balance, and even our mood, there's another layer to all of this, and that's what these movements do for our long-term health. It's not just about feeling better today, or even this week. It's about building a lifestyle that helps us stay independent, capable, and vibrant in the years to come. Let's go a little deeper into that. You may have heard the saying, "Use it or lose it," and while it sounds a bit blunt, there's a lot of truth behind those words. As we get older, our muscles naturally weaken if we stop using them. Our joints get stiffer, and our balance can slowly fade. But here's the hopeful part. Gentle, consistent movement can reverse much of that. And that's exactly where walking and swimming shine. Take balance, for example. It might not be something you think about every day until one day you stumble slightly stepping off a curb or feel unsteady when standing up too fast. These small moments are warnings. But the good news? Both walking and swimming can help retrain your sense of balance. Walking, especially on varied terrain like grass, sand, or even uneven sidewalks, naturally engages the stabilizing muscles in your legs and core. Every step is like a tiny balance drill. Swimming does this too, in a different way. When you're in water, your body is constantly adjusting to stay upright. That gentle resistance, that slight sway you feel, it's your body waking up its internal stabilizers, recalibrating your balance in a low-risk environment. And because the water cushions your movements, there's very little chance of injury if you lose your footing. I once met a woman named Elaine who had taken a fall the previous winter and had been nervous to move much ever since. Her daughter encouraged her to join a water walking class at their local center. At first, she was hesitant, worried she might slip or feel embarrassed. But in just a few weeks, she began to walk with more confidence. Her posture improved, her steps grew stronger, and most importantly, her fear started to fade. She told me something I'll never forget. I stopped feeling fragile. That's the quiet power of movement. It restores not just physical strength, but also inner confidence. Now, let's talk about circulation and heart health, because this is something many of us need to keep a close eye on as we age. The heart, like any muscle, needs regular activity to stay strong. And guess what? Walking and swimming are two of the safest and most effective ways to give your heart the gentle workout it needs. Even just 20 minutes of walking a day can lower your blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and improve circulation. Over time, this reduces your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even diabetes. Swimming has the same benefits. In fact, for some people, it can be even better because the water pressure around the body helps support the veins and improve blood flow more efficiently. It's like getting a gentle, full-body massage while you move. Some doctors even recommend swimming for patients recovering from heart conditions, precisely because it's so kind to the body. And the rhythmic breathing that swimming encourages, that helps calm the nervous system, lowers stress hormones, and supports healthy blood pressure. So if you've ever been told to take it easy because of a heart issue, that doesn't mean stopping all activity. In fact, the right kind of gentle movement may be exactly what your heart needs to heal and stay strong. Let's not forget about something else very dear to all of us: our memory, our clarity, and our mental sharpness. It's no secret that staying mentally active is important as we age. But did you know that physical movement, especially aerobic movement like walking and swimming, actually feeds your brain? That's right. Every time your heart pumps faster, even just a little, it sends more oxygen to your brain. More oxygen means more energy for your neurons, more growth of new connections, and better memory function. Some researchers even say walking daily can slow down the progression of cognitive decline and reduce the risk of dementia. It's like watering a garden. You keep things fresh, alive, and growing. And here's something that might surprise you. Swimming has been shown to have an even more powerful effect on cognitive health, especially when combined with learning new movements or coordination in the water. When your body and brain are learning together, whether it's a new swim stroke, balancing in water, or remembering the steps in a water aerobics class, your brain lights up. You're not just maintaining your memory, you're building new pathways. One gentleman I knew, named George, started swimming in his late 70s. He joked that he could never remember where he put his glasses, but after a few months in the water, he began to feel mentally clearer. He was sleeping better, remembering names more easily, and even started reading again, something he hadn't done in years. His story is a reminder that movement nourishes not just the body, but the mind. Let's also take a moment to talk about joint health, because if there's one thing that slows people down, it's joint pain. Aching knees, stiff hips, sore ankles. It can make even the simplest activities feel like a chore. But one of the most beautiful things about both walking and swimming is that they're low impact. They don't grind or stress the joints. In fact, they help lubricate them. When you walk, the gentle motion stimulates the production of synovial fluid, that's the body's natural joint lubricant. This helps your joints move more smoothly and feel less stiff. Swimming does the same, but with even less pressure on the body. That's why people with arthritis, chronic inflammation, or even past injuries often find tremendous relief in the water. You might start noticing that stairs become easier, bending to tie your shoes feels less daunting, or even just standing for longer periods becomes more comfortable. It's not magic, it's movement. Now, let's talk about energy, that sense of aliveness we sometimes feel slipping away. Do you ever have days where you wake up tired, even after a full night's sleep? Or afternoons where you just feel sluggish for no reason? That's your body asking for movement. It might sound counterintuitive, but light exercise like walking and swimming actually gives you more energy, not less. When you move your body, your cells become more efficient at using oxygen. Your muscles get stronger, your blood sugar stabilizes, and your sleep improves, all of which feed into more energy during the day. One of the most common things people say after starting a gentle movement routine is, "I didn't know I could feel this good again." They start sleeping more soundly. They wake up refreshed. They need fewer naps. They feel like themselves again. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's not about setting records or reaching some ideal weight. It's about showing up for yourself each day with kindness. It's about saying, I matter. My health matters. My happiness matters. Because it does. One of the most beautiful things about movement, especially the gentle kind we're talking about walking and swimming, is how it brings us back into rhythm with ourselves. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and even socially. Let's talk for a moment about connection. Loneliness is something many older adults quietly carry. Maybe friends have moved away, loved ones have passed on, or life has simply become quieter than it used to be. The truth is, even when we enjoy solitude, we still need connection, and both walking and swimming can open the door to that. Think about the simple act of walking around your neighborhood. You might pass by someone trimming their roses, see a couple walking their dog, or wave to a neighbor out watering the lawn. These little moments of interaction, they matter more than we sometimes realize. They remind us we're part of a living, breathing community. Some people form walking groups. They meet 2 or 3 mornings a week, stroll through the park or a local trail, and catch up on each other's lives. They talk about their kids, their gardens, the latest book they read. These aren't just workouts, they're soul food. Swimming offers this too, in a different way. Many community pools have gentle aqua aerobics or senior swim classes. It might feel intimidating at first to join, especially if you haven't been in the water for years. But most people there feel the same way, and something magical happens when you move together. There's laughter, encouragement, and often a strong sense of belonging. One woman I met, Alice, told me she hadn't had a close friend in years until she joined her local swim class. Now, she and 2 other women grab coffee after every session. She said, I went for the exercise, but I stayed for the friendship. That's the quiet gift of movement. It opens doors you didn't even know were closed. But let's not forget about independence, something so many of us deeply value. The ability to get up, get dressed, go for a walk, go to the store, cook our meals, move around without help. These are the daily freedoms we may take for granted until they start slipping away. Regular walking and swimming help us keep those freedoms. When you move every day, you maintain the muscles that help you stand, bend, reach, lift, and balance. You reduce your risk of falls. You strengthen your heart, your back, your legs. You protect your ability to live life on your own terms. Imagine being able to play on the floor with your grandchildren without needing help getting up, or gardening for an hour without your knees screaming in pain, or dancing at your niece's wedding without worrying about your joints. These aren't fantasies, they're entirely within reach when we give our bodies the movement they crave. And here's the most wonderful part, it's never too late to start. You don't need to have been an athlete your whole life. You don't need fancy shoes or the perfect outfit or any expensive equipment. You just need a comfortable pair of shoes or a swimsuit, a safe place, and the willingness to begin. If it's been a while since you've moved much, start small. Just a few minutes of walking, a gentle float in the pool, a walk to the mailbox and back. The important part is consistency. You're not aiming for perfection. You're building a rhythm, one that nourishes your body, calms your mind, and lifts your spirit. I want to say something especially important here, and I hope it lands gently. Sometimes we carry stories in our mind like, I'm too old for this, or what's the point now, or my body just can't do that anymore. These are stories that may have come from fear, disappointment, or frustration, but they're not the full truth. The truth is that our bodies are incredibly adaptive. Even after decades of wear and tear, they respond to kindness. They respond to care. They respond to gentle, loving movement. You are never too old, too out of shape, or too far gone to benefit from walking and swimming. Every step you take, every stroke in the water, is a vote for your health, your energy, and your future. I once worked with a man named Paul, who started walking at age 84 after a long stretch of illness. At first, he could only manage to the end of his driveway, but he went every day. Little by little, he reached the corner, then around the block. 6 months later, he was walking a mile every morning and said, "I feel like I got 10 years back." That's the power of gentle, consistent movement. Let's also touch on one final, but deeply important benefit: emotional resilience. Life after 60 can bring many changes: retirement, health challenges, shifts in relationships, or the loss of loved ones. These transitions can leave us feeling adrift. But movement, even just a walk in the fresh air or floating quietly in water, can ground us again. There's something incredibly healing about putting one foot in front of the other, especially on hard days. Movement clears the mind. It softens anxiety. It gives our grief a place to go and our hope a place to grow. It reminds us that no matter what we're going through, we are still here, still moving, still alive. So if you're feeling stuck, low, or unsure where to begin, start with a single step. Lace up your shoes. Step outside. Take one slow breath. Feel the ground beneath you. Or slip gently into a pool and let the water hold you for a while. Let it remind you how strong you still are. And if you've been walking or swimming already, keep going. Your body is thanking you in ways you may not even see yet. Every heartbeat, every breath, every easy stride, they're all signs of your investment paying off. You've done something wonderful for yourself just by listening this far. You've opened the door to something healing, empowering, and beautiful. And now, I want to hear from you. What's one small change you're going to make this week? Maybe a 5-minute walk after breakfast. Maybe calling a friend to meet you at the pool. Or maybe simply writing it down: "I'm ready to move again." Let us know in the comments. Share your story. Encourage someone else. You never know who might be reading and feeling inspired by you. If this video lifted you, helped you, or made you feel hopeful, please give it a like. It tells us you'd like more content like this. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to support you with simple, practical tools to help you feel strong, clear, and vibrant at every stage of life. Remember, this isn't about age. It's about attitude. It's about choosing to show up for yourself, day after day, step by step, stroke by stroke. Here's to living fully, walking freely, and swimming in joy, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. You've got this, and we're right here with you.